All right, so for this problem, we're given a string S, and they want us to find the length of the longest substring without duplicate characters. So we're basically going to solve this with a set and a uh, sliding window. So let's just go over the example that they give us. So just one of them. So PWWKEW. So let's get that down. Okay, so we're going to have a right pointer and a left pointer. Those are both going to be at the 0th index to begin with. And we're basically going to do a couple of things. So we have to try to update our longest substring. So just like the length of our longest substring. So that's pretty much going to be like the first thing we're going to try to do. And then we also have to move our left pointers, both of our pointers. So our left pointer and our right pointer. So at first, the longest is going to be 0. And we'll basically just check. We'll check is the character that our right pointer is at, have we already seen that in the current substring that we're considering? So we'll say if not seen R, right? So basically we're asking, okay, have we already seen this character in the substring that we're considering right now to be our potential longest? If we have seen it, or if we haven't seen it, so if our current substring is just completely unique characters, then we can update the longest. So we'll say update longest. Okay, and then the next thing we want to do is update our left and right pointers. So I'll just say update L and R. Now we're always going to update our right pointer. So with every iteration in our loop, we're always going to update our right pointer, and we're going to put the current character that the right pointer is at into our set of the seen characters for this substring, right? So we're always going to do that with the right pointer. But the question is, when do we update the left pointer? So what we're going to do is we're going to update our left pointer. We might do it once, or we might do it multiple times, or we might not do it any times. But what we're going to check is if the character at a right pointer is if we've seen it. We're going to do a nested while loop. This is just going to be linear time still, so it won't be like squared or anything. But we're basically going to loop while our right character is still seen. We're going to basically erase the left character from the set, and then we're going to increment our left pointer. So we're going to keep doing that until we've no longer seen our right character. So that might potentially it's going to basically look until we've seen the current character we're on, right? And as long as the current character we're on is in the set, it's going to keep basically erasing from the left pointer and incrementing it. So hopefully that makes sense. It should make more sense when I actually walk through this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check, okay, have we not seen our right character? Okay, we haven't, right? So we're going to update the longest, and it's going to be 1 because our substring here is just the P, right? And we're just going to update this longest to 1. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to update our left and our right pointers. So we're going to basically loop while our right pointer is still seen, right? And it's not, right? There's like nothing in our, we haven't seen anything yet. So we're just going to basically put our right pointer into the thing the character at the right pointer into the things we've seen, and then we're going to increment our right pointer. Okay. So I don't want to go too deep into the logic with every iteration. I want to try to keep this somewhat intuitive because there's like a lot of checks, but anyways, yeah. So for the next loop, we're basically going to see, okay, have we seen the P? We haven't, so we're going to update our longest. It's now 2, right? So that for that P and the W. So let's update that. So longest is now 2. Okay. And then we're going to basically try to update our left pointer. We're not going to be able to. So then we're just going to put the W in the set of scene stuff, and then we're going to move our right pointer again. Okay, we have seen the W already, so we can't update our longest, right? 3 would be invalid here because like this isn't unique characters. So we're not going to do this first part, right? And then for the second part, we're going to keep updating our left pointer as long as we have still seen whatever character our right pointer is pointing at, right? So we're going to update our left pointer and remove this one from scene, right? Because it's no longer in that window. Okay, and then we're going to update this pointer and remove it from scene, right? And now we're going to stop, right? Because we've, we haven't seen this character anymore, right? So then we're going to go to the next iteration, right? So we haven't seen anything yet. So we're going to put this W in, and then we're going to update the longest, right? So, or actually the W updating part comes last, but we're going to try to update the longest. Nothing's going to happen there because we haven't seen the W yet. We're going to update left and the right. So for the left, nothing to do there, but we can put the W in, right, and then move the right pointer. So hopefully, yeah, let's just keep going through this, and then I'll write the code. So, okay, so for the next, we haven't seen the K, right? So longest 2, that's a tie though, so we don't do anything. We're gonna try to update our left pointer, right? And we can't update our right pointer, so we're gonna move this way, and then we're going to put the K in to our scene stuff. Okay, and then we're going to check, okay, for the next iteration, have we seen R? We haven't, right? So this is our new longest substring here. Forgot to update that a while back, but this is our new longest substring here. It's the WK and the E. So our longest is now going to be the max of the old one, and this one is 3. So that's our new longest. We're going to try to update our left pointer. We're not going to be able to, right? Because we haven't seen the R. And then we're going to move the R and then put that E in the scene characters. Okay. So then for the next iteration, we're going to check. We've already seen the W, so we're not going to update the longest, right? This one would not be valid because we have 2 characters we've already seen, right? So we're going to try to update our left pointer. We can do that. So we're going to remove this W from scene, update the left pointer. Okay, so now we haven't seen the W anymore. That's going to be it for that iteration. For the next, at the very end of this one, we still have to move the R, right? We haven't done that, so we'll move that. And then add the W back, right? Okay, but the next iteration wouldn't run at all, right? Because the R is now out of bounds, right? So we have the longest here, and that's pretty much it, right, for the algorithm. In terms of the time and space, the time is just going to be big O of n, because in the worst case, we're looking at every character once, right, for our sliding window, and with some coefficient potentially, right, when we're moving our left pointer. But yeah, asymptotically linear bounded for the time complexity, and then the space is actually going to be, even though we have a set, we can actually even, it's going to be constant, right? Because we're only considering certain characters, right? They say it in the problem. We're only considering certain characters, and yeah, so that's going to be constant time, big O of 1 time. Yeah, so let's just get the code down for this. So the first thing we want is a integer to keep track of our longest substring length. So we also want the left pointer and the right pointer. Those will both be the 0 index to begin with. What else? We also want that set, but we can really just use we can actually hash into this array and treat it like a set, a scene set. If we just do like a vector of booleans and we know English letters, digits, symbols, and spaces, that's like the first 128. When we hash those into an array, we can use 0 through 127, and that actually like fits perfectly with the constant space. So we'll just call this scene. So this is kind of like a set. And what was I trying to do? I want all of those to be, so there's 128 of those and they're all false, right? And we can index into those perfectly with the characters. So kind of a hack, but anyways, yeah, so we're going to say while our right pointer is less than the length of string S. And while that's true, the first thing we'll do is we'll just check, have we not seen the character at the right pointer? If we haven't, that's like our leading pointer for the sliding window. If we haven't seen it, then we have unique characters in this substring, so we can try to update our longest. So we'll say max is going to be or longest is going to be the max of longest, so whatever it was before, and then the current length of our unique substring, which is the right pointer minus the left pointer plus 1 to get the length. And then we'll try to move our left pointer, and we're going to move our left pointer so long as we've still seen the character at the right pointer. So as long as we've seen the character at the right pointer, we're going to say seen at the left is false. We're going to say we haven't seen that one anymore, and then we're going to shift the pointer, right? So we're just going to keep doing that until we basically get to the character, right, that is breaking our unique substring here, right? And okay, so we've done that, and then the last thing is just saying that we've seen our right, the character at our right pointer now. So we've seen that one, and we're going to increment that one. And then at the very end, we just return longest. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this one. Hopefully this is helpful. See y'all. Peace.